In the right place to move. In the right place for you. Always stay up all night. Watching neon light. But you want to go numb. Heartbeats like a drum. Be the fantasy. It is up to me. Stay in this moment. Just hold on, hold on. We like tonight, babe. Tomorrow, let's go. You and the moonlight is all that I want. It's all that I want. It's all. We can touch the sky, babe. It's a natural high. I know I'm alright when I look into your eyes. Give it to me, funky, funky, give it. Each day is a new opportunity to improve yourself. Take it and make the most of it. For those of you who don't know, my name is Latasha Scurry, the Domesticated Diva, a name brand that I am developing, and I am from a very small town, 11 miles north of Tallahassee, Havana, Florida, a place where everyone knows everyone. Seriously, population 1,700. I formally introduced myself on January's show. Please visit my YouTube page, The Domesticated Diva, for a more formal invitation or introduction. Tonight, I'm dropping my diva hat and putting on my captain's hat so we can continue to sail throughout the year on this long journey to rekindling the love with yourself, okay? Rekindling the love with yourself. So I just wanted to say hi. Everyone knows me. If you don't know me, again, I'm Latasha Scurry, and every first Wednesday of the month, I come to you and we are talking about ourselves, how we can rekindle the flame with ourselves. But through some activities that I challenge you with. And the disclaimer is that this is not a show about religion, although if that's what drives you, express yourself. I am a religious person, but this is not a show about religion. So there we go. If you are joining this virtual cruise already in progress, let me recap some highlights about our trip. If you have 30 to 45 minutes to hang out with me, please, 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 please do so. The first Wednesday of each month, I will discuss a word. Each word will end with the suffix ship as we rekindle the relationship with ourselves. Rekindling the relationship with ourselves is what this is all about. And I hope you next time do me one favor. Bring a friend or a cousin or two. All right, so I will discuss the meaning of the word as it relates to life. I will give examples. You can participate by commenting in the chat or asking questions. And at the end of the show, I will give you an assignment. And I'll know if you understood the assignment because when you come back the next time, you will share. Now, you do need a few things. Captain's hat, because you will be steering your own little ship as I'm steering mine. This hat isn't just for show, though. No. This hat, you will add items to this hat, and I'll talk about my hat a little bit later in the show. You will add items to this hat to personalize it, and I encourage you to don't just put it on the hat rack or in the top of the closet at the end of the show. Please take it with you, wear it, have that conversation with yourself, have that conversation with others because they are going to ask you about it. Promise you. You will also need, in addition to the captain's hat, a journal so that you can capture your thoughts. And number 3, you will need consistency. Journal daily. If you can't journal daily, then I am seriously asking you to journal weekly. It's a good start. If you journal, let me suggest You choose a designated time so that you can create this habit. Turn off the cell phone, maybe in half an hour early, and then journal in bed. So if it's on your nightstand, you'll just grab it and start writing away. I encourage you to do this. Please, 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 please. And I just want to throw out a little disclaimer. I am a one woman show, so I am controlling the teleprompter, all the stuff that you see visually, and the chat room. I'm a bad girl. I ain't mad at me. All right. So if you don't have these items tonight, I don't worry. Don't worry. We meet here the first Wednesday of every month, and you can get them and bring them next time. Also, I have them linked in the description, so don't worry about it. You can always get it. But we do have a motto for the year that on our journey. We have an overall motto, but we also, you have your own life slogan that I asked you to create in January's month. So if you don't remember that one, go back to January. You can find me on YouTube and look it up. But our year's motto is happiness is the new rich. Inner peace is the new success. Health is the new wealth. And kindness is the new cool. And if you heard me or you journeyed with me, you know that I say kindness is sexy, y'all. That's a sexy one. That's the one I really want us to concentrate on our journey, because we as a people have gotten away from being kind. We have become very selfish people, and kind of want to get back to, yes, talking about ourselves, but also including other people in our world. We can't live alone. I promise you, we can't live alone. I promise you, it's very, very, very hard to live alone. All right, so let's keep moving. March word is drum roll. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? You already know it ends in ship. Hardship. It's a noun. A condition that is difficult to endure, suffering, deprivation, oppression. Also, it means an instance or cause of this, something hard to bear, or something that lacks of comfort for you, a constant toil or danger. So just remember, March's word is hardship. All right? March's word is hardship. So why did I choose this word? For several reasons. The first thing that comes to most people's mind is the word, when we said hardship, is financial. Yes, there's financial hardships, but trust me, there are so many, many more. There's mental hardship. People have breakdowns, midlife crisis. You can have a hardship just from fatigue. So also there's physical hardship, health scare. There are people who go to the doctor, not just women, but men, find a lump and don't know what it is, or you lose a limb and you break a leg or an arm or break a limb. That's a hardship, because you got to readjust your life and figure out how you are going to deal with this. So you can be in a car accident, and that's a hardship, because not only do you have to repair your car, you might be without a car, and if you didn't have insurance, you're gonna be up the creek. That's not just a physical hardship, but that's a mental hardship. Loss of a loved one. You lose a loved one, and I guarantee you are going to suffer some type of hardship. And everything that I'm saying to you right now, you've either experienced it or know someone who has experienced it. Hardship is something that is not just about financial. Although the loss of a job or a promotion that you didn't get, you felt some type of way. That was a hardship for you, because you had planned on either the extra money from the promotion and the title, or you lost that job, and now that the world that you know is totally discombobulated. So financially, yes, the loss of a job, the lack of getting a promotion. You know what else that people don't think about when they think of hardship? Yeah, I heard the stock market crash. People's like, oh yeah, whatever. There are people who had their life savings placed in the stock market. And when that crashed, they lost lots of money and didn't know how to rebuild. So I'm talking about hardships, not just in the sense of financial, but mental, physical, emotional, the hardships that tug on your heartstrings. And why we're talking about financial, bitcoins, the things that, is that a true thing? I hear people talking about they lost money in bitcoins, and then I hear people they had bitcoin scams. Is bitcoins a real thing? Somebody let me know, because I don't even know. I get all kinds of emails saying, hey, you want to invest in bitcoins? Let me tell you and your friends now, no. If I can't see it or feel it, I don't want it. So I'm sorry. So here again, recapping this month's word, which is hardship. And the first thing that comes to mind, and people think of financial, no, there's mental hardships, there's physical hardships, there's emotional hardships, and yes, there's financial hardships. So I'm not just going to be talking about those. I'm going to be talking about just hardships in general. Hardship is some type of deprivation, lack of, or some kind of cause that cause you danger or just turmoil. So just remember that. So I'm going to show you a short video clip, and on the other side of that video clip, we will continue to talk about this month's word, which is hardship. And I'm going to share my screen with you. This is only the second time I've done this, so please bear with me while I figure out what I am doing, okay? Just a second. All right. Hold on. Let me start. Let me start that again. I'm going to start that one again. All right, got it now, guys. Thank you. Sorry for that one.
One of the things that we know about life is that it is always changing. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes things go real well, and sometimes they don't. Now that's that thing called life. And when we begin to understand and know that, accepting that reality that we will never ever have things just on an even keel all the time, that you're going to have some ups and you're going to have some downs, but during those down moments, that's where the growth takes place. That's where the work is. See, anybody can feel good when they have their health, their bills are paid, they have happy relationships. Anybody could be positive then. Anybody can have a larger vision then. Anybody can have faith under those kinds of circumstances. See, but the real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down.
That's just kind of the way that life works sometimes. It's Murphy's Law. When things go wrong, they always seem to happen at once, and they just compound on top of each other. And it's pretty easy sometimes to feel beaten when you're faced with all those issues and all those problems, and they all hit you at the same time. But that doesn't mean give up. In fact, it means the opposite. It means it's time for you to fight harder, to dig in. It means it's time for you to go on the war path.
Going to the gym, it's not about like checking the box, paid my dues today. I go in there and I find it's self-discovery. It's like there's something about that 8th rep when you can't do it, of who you are. When you're pushing it, trying to get it up, and do we just quit? Do we just rack it? Or do we rack it, drop the weight, and keep going for the burn? Or do we get someone to spot us? Who are we in that adversity? Do we push past it? Do we try to get more out of it, or do we settle? Do we say words like good enough? And if you do say good enough, you're in trouble because you don't know if you have enough.
You see, all of us in life encounter these VN moments, these hard, stress-filled, anxiety-filled moments that unexpectedly hit us. And the thing is that's common for all of us, when these ambushes occur, we all get stuck on a central point. In special operations lingo, we call it the X. And the X is that central point of attack. It is the point of incident. It's the point of the VN moments. And for most of us, we focus on the pain. We focus on the misery. We focus on that stress. And we get stuck, failing to realize one of the greatest gifts you have when life ambushes come, that it can become a new beginning.
All right, guys. So I'm sorry. I showed that one for a reason, because it was the first one I went to. When I looked up Hardship, I went, oh my God, I saw this video and I was like, I'm hooked. I'm hooked because, number one, I saw a clip in there from the movie The Gray. That movie is scary. And you talking about hardship. You're in a place that you're unknown. You're not used to that type of atmosphere. And then all of a sudden, you're being hunted by wolves, but you're walking into their den. You didn't even know it. You're walking into the wolves' den. So talk about hardship. That's insane in itself. Hey, how you doing, Jeremy? Jeremy. I'm so with you. Many people focus on the negative. One thing in life that I'm trying to be is a positive influence on everybody that I meet. I can't always do that because sometimes I'm human and life just happens, but I try to find the positive in everything and everybody. And the one thing that I can't control is me. So I'm trying to be a positive influence for lots of people out there. Yes, and I will tell Henry hi. Yes, I will. But so getting back to what I was talking about, the word for this month is hardship. But let me recap for you guys just a little bit. January's word was reship. I told you to reship yourself, repackage yourself, and send yourself out again this year anew. So, and then February's word was kinship. I told you to go out there and find someone that you have been estranged from, or you're just mad with, or the relationship is broken, torn, and work on repairing it. Start now, work on repairing it for the whole month of February. You may not finish that journey, but you're going to start that journey. Also, in January, I told you to find a slogan for yourself, a life slogan, not something that's going to be just for this year. A couple of years back, I coined the slogan for myself, I am strength. And it came about, I'm going to tell you how this came about. It came about when I fought breast cancer and I won. And there were days when I could not go on. I thought there was nothing else left in me. And I found a little piece of strength from somewhere to continue to go on. So I love tigers. So quite naturally, the strength of a tiger. So I felt like that was my slogan for life. I am strength. I want to be someone else's strength when they can't do it. Call me, let me talk you through it and be that strength. I may not be able to touch you personally, but watch me. Go back and watch my shows and just hear what I'm saying. I'm not anybody's life coach. I just have experienced life. And I'm sharing with you things that have really taught me to just be more positive. That's it. Period. Point blank, period. Be more positive. But now I'm going to stop and pause, and I want you to get a pen, your journal, whatever you have that you can write with. And we're going to do a short activity. This is for everybody, men, women, girl, boys, toddlers, anybody. I'm giving you 10 seconds. This is my teacher time. Grab a pen, pencil. If you can't, just write it in your hand. It's not going to be anything strenuous, okay? So now you have everything that you're ready to write with and go on with. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down as many things as you think you can, that you have experienced that were hardships. Think of everything, anything in your life that you think was a hardship, just write it down, okay? And then when you can't write anymore, that's when I want you to find that one thing that was the worst thing out of all the things you've written and place it in the chat. Or if you're watching this later, circle it, okay? But I want you to really think about this. And in 1 minute, I'm giving you only 1 minute. I'm going to set my timer. And I want you to realize that you have 1 minute and go. Write down as many things as you can that were a negative influence or a hardship you experienced in your life. I'm just going to take myself off screen while I grab my pen. Again, you are writing as many hardships that you think you have experienced in your life. And once you're done, take that second and circle the worst thing and place it in the chat, okay? Take that worst thing you think you have ever experienced and place it in the chat. Now, if you're watching this later, do me a favor, just circle it, okay? But you have to do the task because it's vital to your thought process. It really is vital to your thought process. And I want everyone to take it seriously. I spent a lot of time coming up with this, but here again, here's the activity. This is not the homework assignment. This is the activity. Write down as many things that you think you have experienced in your life that is or was a hardship. And then when you can't write anymore, take that one thing and place it in the chat so that other people can see it, okay? All right, your 60 seconds are up. Oh my goodness, Jeremy, wow. If you're okay, no one right now can see what you've written, but if you're okay with me sharing it, give me a thumbs up, a high five, or something in that chat that I'm okay. If you're okay with me sharing it. Other than the loss of a loved one, I think cancer was the hardest one for me because I had to battle a lot of things. I was financially prepared at that moment, but I was not mentally prepared. Physically, God doesn't place anything on you that you can't handle, no more than you can bear. And I promise you, there was times where physically the body went out. And I had to mentally bring myself back to say that I could do it. There were negative people that was placed in my path on my job at the time. Although I was financially okay, I was not secure in the job because there are people who did not understand what I was going through and was like, why can't you come to work? I was like, wait, why can't I come to work? I was like, I don't think you have never seen anybody experience this, or you've never experienced it yourself, and I hope you never have to. But even then, everybody's experience is different. Everybody's experience has been different. And even though I'm saying my experience was due to cancer on my job, you could have just had adversity on your job just to have adversity on your job and didn't even know you was going to experience that. So these are hardships. And I want everybody out there that's listening or that will watch this later, share it with someone and say, guess what, guys? You're not alone. You're not the only person that's lost a job or lost someone. Keep living. You have student loans. Guess what? You're going to experience Uncle Sam. Taxes, all this stuff right here is temporary. We do know that we have to leave this place, but while I'm here on earth, I plan on being as positive as I can. And I'm having to rethink everything that I've had to in the past year, because 2022 was not kind to me. It wasn't kind to me physically, it wasn't kind to me mentally, it wasn't kind to me financially. And I am saying I'm rebuilding myself. I'm repackaging myself and saying I'm moving forward. And I want to move forward with as many people as I can to say that you can do this. If you don't have a slogan and you want to borrow mine, just says I am strength. Hey, borrow. I don't care. I don't have it patented or copyrighted. But what I am saying to you, I live this every day. I am strength. And every moment that I can push forward and can help someone else push forward, I'm going to do it. So, oh, wow. No one comprehends we have lives outside of business. You're right. And that job, if I would have not made it, they would have replaced me the next day. And I feel like that on any job. Don't give it your all to an extent, because you still have to have family. I don't even care if it's not your immediate family, it's extended family. You still have to have family. So there are a lot of sacrifices that we have to make in this world. Don't sacrifice family. Don't. Now, your family may sacrifice you, and you may not be on the same wavelength. That's their problem. As long as you remain faithful and true to God, and like I said, this is not a religious show, but I do believe in God. Hey, one thing I can say about your hardships in life, if you're watching this right now, you survived. You can hear me talk. You survived. So if nothing else, kudos. Give yourself a pat on the back, a round of applause, whatever it is that you want to do. Give it to yourself, because just life itself is hard, and no one knows your struggle. And one thing I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone and talk about stars. Everybody sees the end game for stars out there. They don't see the struggle. You don't know what that person's story is. You have no idea what they went through to get to where they are. You don't know their hardships, but all you see is the end game. And now, if you want to find people's struggle, there's something on BET that my husband watches all the time. It's called Unsung. And it's talking about stars in who fallen from grace and where are they now? Or they had a journey that nobody knows about. That was the struggle part of it. And all we do is see the end game, and we're like applauding them and trying to follow them and mimic them. You don't mimic anybody else, because create your own story. Be your own star. What you're looking for is fame. If that's what you want, go for it. Some people want fame, some people want fortune, some people want both. I'm good just being mediocre in the financial, being mediocre in life, but being rich to be able to influence somebody else to say, you are enough. You are enough. Don't look at the Joneses, because the Joneses may be doing all kind of crazy stuff for you to look at them. You don't know what their financial situation is. You don't know what their background is. So stop looking at the Joneses and look at you and say, I am enough. I am enough. I can be enough for me, for my family. I am enough. All right. So, like I said, in recapping when I come to you the first Wednesday of the month, this is what I'm asking, that I give you a word. We discuss the word. I give you some examples, and I give you an assignment. You come back to me the next month with a friend, with more friends, with more people, and we talk about, we recap last month, in the previous months. So in January, the word was reship. And I ask you to repackage yourself, rebrand, redo, rebuild the relationship with yourself. So we set sail in January with reship. Then in February, I asked, the word was kinship, and I asked you to, the task was to find a family member or a friend that was long lost and you haven't connected with, and reconnect with them. If it's hard, going to be a hard journey, start the journey of the rekindling. I don't know how many people did it, but if you did it, put it in the chat and let me know how it's going. Or if you didn't have anybody that you needed to rekindle the flame with, how about just have a party, invite people who don't know each other and have them mingle. You be the mingling starter. That's what I ask you to do. So now we're to the portion of the show and tell. And this, we're going to have to show and tell. Every month you're going to show and tell your hat. And like I said, my captain's hat says, I am strength, because that's my slogan that I created, my life's sentence that I live by. And I will continue to live by, because when I don't have a little mustard left, I find some strength to move on. And then the tiger's paw is because I love tigers. And this is the part where I had to say, this represents me. Tigers represents me. I am strength. I made my shirt. Yes. This is not orange, it's pink, because the pink represents breast cancer and my struggle with that and how it affected not just me, my children, my girls, my husband, my mom, dad, brothers, auntie, sister-in-law, brother-in-laws who supported me, cousins who supported me, work family. There was a whole host of people who supported me, and I can't forget that. So breast cancer had a chance to touch all facets of my life, even the job. And the only thing that it didn't take was the financial, which I was totally surprised. Now, so what did I add for February? I added these birthstone colors, and I'm going to tell you what they are and what they represent. And I have a feeling you already know. You already know. I chose family members for February to as the task for me. I think all of 2022, I lost my family. And I don't mean physically, I mean mentally and emotionally, I lost my family. So my husband's color is sapphire because he is a Virgo. So the blue heart is for my husband. My oldest daughter is amethyst. So she's a bit of a rectangle. She's hard to tangle with sometimes. So I chose the rectangle, but her color is amethyst. And then my baby girl, my baby girl, my baby girl. This girl is my twin. She may look like her dad, but oh my God, she is a carbon copy of myself in all her mannerisms. Oh, it's scary. I think we bump heads so much because we are so much alike. So Taylor Scurry, your name should have been Latasha. But anyway, so that topazy color is for my youngest one. But I chose jewels because these are my jewels. They are my heart, my soul. My grandbaby is not here for a reason because that relationship right there is strong. Oh my God, it's strong. But these three need some work because 2022 took a toll on us emotionally, financially, physically, everything. And I am going to continue that journey this year, not just in February, all the way through 2023 and beyond. They mean so much to me. I love them so much, and I want them to know that they are my heart. And I'm not going to tear up because they know how much I love them. I truly love my family, with all of my being. So, and I think last year I lost a lot of time with them. So I'm going to do everything I can to rekindle that. So again, I'm going to recap our motto for the year, which is anybody who is listening, happiness is the new rich. Inner peace is the new success. Health is the new wealth, and kindness is the new cool. And to me, kindness is sexy. And you can't have one without the other, with just to be a full, complete person. So there you go. Now, to the homework portion of this show, and I'm about to wrap up, but you have two choices for March. One, from the start of the show, I gave you an activity where I had you to write down all your hardships that you think you have ever faced in your life and to circle one. And that one, you have a choice of two things. Take that one worst thing in your life that you think was a hardship and turn it into something that you're going to work on. I don't care what it is. Like I said, cancer, breast cancer, guess what? I can always be a better American Cancer Society member, or I can talk about breast cancer better, or I can start a relay for life at my school. I can always do something better with breast cancer. Or the other homework assignment choice you have is to find a relative, friend, or charity and send a kindness donation. It could be a friend or a family member who is in need, or you just want to do something nice. They don't have to be in need. You can just say, you know what, this is my kindness donation to you. Oh, my cash app is $Latasha Scurry. So if I'm your charity case, you can send it to me. Any amount will do. $2, $3, $4, $5, 50 cents. I'm not. Okay, anyway, but here again, let me recap your one of two March homework assignments. One, from the activity at the start of the show, when you wrote down all the hardships that you've ever suffered, take one of them and work on it, whether it is mental, physical, or financial hardships. Please work on one of them. Or you can find a relative, friend, or charity and send a kindness donation. It could be a friend or family member in need, or if you just want to send them some money as a donation or kindness donation, doesn't have to be about them in need. It's just saying, I think about you, I love you, or send money to a charity. So here again, I hope you understand the assignments. If you don't, you can always email me at scurry.latasha@gmail.com, or you can write in the comments if you're on Facebook, because I always go back and read them. It's never too late to start anew. Just start. Remember, 2023 is all about me, meaning you. I love that. 2023 is all about me, meaning you. March is Women's Month. The next week, I will have several ladies on the show who have one thing in common. They all experienced online dating. Whether they were successful or not, they all experienced online dating. Wow. Wow. Mark your calendars for April 5th. Every first Wednesday at 7:00 p.m. I am still cruising. So bring your captain's hat, a journal, and a friend, and continue sailing with me. I'm Latasha Scurry, your domesticated diva. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can. End of story. Good night.